The report card for COVID lockdown impact on India's economy is out, and India seems to have fared even lower than the already low expectations. The GDP for the first quarter of this financial year is pegged at minus 23.9%, a number which takes India far, far away from the Modi government's dream of achieving a $5 trillion economy by 2024. Although the economy was on a downward trend since before the lockdown, this is the first time in 40 years that the growth rate is negative. If the negative rate continues for the July-September quarter, India will reel from the first recession period since liberalization. But economists are doubtful that any improvement can be seen in the second quarter either. Speaking to Bloomberg Quint, Pranab Sen, former chief statistician of India, said,
"If we are looking at a GDP fall of nearly 24%, in the first quarter. So unless something really quite miraculous happens over the next 3 quarters, which I don't think anybody expects, think about what's going to be happening. Supposing we even flatline, right? We are not talking about a minus 5% growth. We are talking about a negative growth which is significantly higher than that.
The NSO release highlighted that the imposed lockdown not only affected the economic activity but also data collection mechanisms. The release read, "In these circumstances, the usual data sources were substituted by alternatives like GST, interactions with professional bodies, etc., which were clearly limited." A sector-wise breakdown of the GDP data shows construction took the worst hit, along with manufacturing and trade and commerce. The only shining light was agricultural sector, which grew at 3.4%. Siddharth Sanyal, chief economist at Bandhan Bank, told Bloomberg Quint, "Double-digit contraction in GDP remains likely also during the current quarter, with the headwinds of fresh lockdowns weighing on economic recovery. However, rural activities seem to be relatively more resilient and might benefit from government's rural-focused employment schemes in the coming months." PM Narendra Modi had imposed a strict lockdown since March to curb the spread of COVID-19, resulting in shutting down of many factories, massive job losses, and a complete halt to economic activity. While Chief Economic Advisor KV Subramanian said the contraction was in expected lines and India is expected to see a V-shaped recovery, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman had earlier blamed the dwindling economy on an act of God. To revive the economy in May, PM Narendra Modi had announced a stimulus package equivalent to 10% of GDP that included credit guarantees on bank loans and free food grains to the poor. But that failed to make a positive impact on consumer demand and manufacturing, which are yet to recover. India's private final consumption expenditure, the indicator for household spending, fell 26.7%. Soon after the data was released, opposition leaders like Rahul Gandhi slammed the Modi government for ignoring warnings. Former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram pointed out that RBI had said the contraction in the first half of 2020 would be deeper and more destructive than the Great Depression and the global financial crisis of 2008. He said, "Let me say with regret, it will take many months before the economy turns the corner and registers positive growth. The inaction and ineptitude of the government gives us no hope that we will see light at the end of the tunnel at any time soon." So how much hope is there for the economy to recover in the second quarter? And what's the way ahead? FICCI President Sangeeta Reddy suggests the government may consider further measures like putting more money in hands of the vulnerable and weaker sections of the society. Government could also consider a temporary reduction in GST rates, especially in consumer durable segment. In fact, the festive season has already begun, and some positive signaling by government might give a push to consumption activity. Specific announcements for hospitality, tourism, retail, and healthcare sector are eagerly awaited as well. Greater impetus to housing, infrastructure, and auto sectors, and support to state governments for purchase of buses for city transportation must also be considered. Reddy added, "The Indian market is intrinsically strong and the option to raise money through international markets must be explored."